What's up, Niner fam? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome back to Niner News. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Chicago Bears yesterday, 26-20 in overtime. Such a crazy game to watch. It was just up and downs. Started off very slow, the offense did. The first three possessions were they just did nothing with the possessions. And all of a sudden, started to get a little feel. They started to get Sean Jones involved, along with getting Gabbert out of the pocket, getting him moving him around. He got 75 yards rushing, including a 44-yard touchdown scamper that tied the game at 20 at one point. And then we had to have a little bit of luck with some missed field goals by Robbie Gould. But all in all, I think it was a very good game for the 49ers. The officials were pretty good. I think the NFL might have told them to back off, knowing that Jerome Boger calls so many calls. But I think the NFL might have told them to back off a little bit, and because of the uproar, especially after what happened last week with the 49ers losing the Cardinals the way they did. But yeah, it was a great game. Gabbert, that bomb he threw, that 71-yard bomb he threw to Torrey Smith was just a thing of absolute beauty. That was just, I had been saying it all day. I've been saying all day long how, I was watching Anquan Bolden go deep on a play. He threw a ball where he overthrew Anquan Bolden, and Anquan Bolden went deep. But I was saying all day, stop making Anquan Bolden go deep. What are you doing, offense? On those plays, Torrey Smith should be the guy going deep. And I kept saying, I was like, why are we sending, Anquan Bolden should never, ever be going on a deep route. If he's going deep, it's because he's on a linebacker, and even then he shouldn't even be going deep. He has to be on somebody like a defensive end or a defensive tackle needs to be covering Anquan Bolden if he's going deep, because he's not going to gain any separation. He's not getting separation from linebackers. He's not getting separation from safeties or wide receiver or quarterbacks. He's just not that guy anymore. He's not a deep thrower. But anyways, or a deep goer. He can't run a go route. He's not, and they're not going to respect that. You're going to stay underneath if Anquan Bolden's going deep, because you have to worry about him over the top of the safety. You don't have to worry about Bolden. So therefore, you can keep guys underneath. And I kept saying it. Send Torrey Smith on those kind of routes, because you have to command respect from a safety. A safety has to go over the top. Therefore, it's going to open up some stuff underneath. And sure enough, on that last play, the Niners hadn't been doing much. They've been running the ball a lot. They haven't been really passing much on first down, which is another annoying thing I'll talk about. They hadn't done much passing on first down. It was driving me absolutely bonkers, because it was almost to the point where it was repetitive, and the Bears knew it. It's run on first down, and whether or not it's second down and long, we're still gonna either run it or we might pass it. Or they got to later, they passed on first down. They didn't get anything. They ran it on second down. I was like, come on, stop doing it. Just pass. If you're going to pass, then just pass. If you're going to run. But mix it up to the point where the team doesn't even know what you're doing. It was almost to the point where it was so repetitive. But they're learning. They made adjustments. They did well. I think Jeep Chris finally called a decent game for the most part. But Blaine Gabbert played his heart out. And on that play to Torrey Smith, you saw it. It was a play-action play. It was on first down. I think the Bears just automatically assumed they were gonna run the ball. You could see the linebackers push up, and when those linebackers pushed up, and that one safety dropped down just a tad bit, they were able to just drive Torrey Smith right down that seam. And sure enough, there it was. The bomb was there. Blaine Gabbert threw a perfect pass, and Torrey Smith was gone. He was out. He was like the Flash. He was out. So I'm very happy with what I saw. The defense played their hearts out. Too much rush yards allowed once again, but they got banged up. Aaron Lynch was out of the game for a while. He's out of the game, period. He went through the concussion protocol. I got scared when I saw Bowman get hurt, but turns out he went through the concussion protocol, passed it, and came back. What else? Ian Williams went down for a little bit. There was just players going down left and right, and I was just like, oh, no, God, no, Tremaine Brock, for the most part, played a pretty good game. The secondary played pretty well. There were lapses here and there, but they held Jay Cutler down. And the defense as a whole played pretty good as a team. Like, they locked down when they needed to. The Bears blew a lot of opportunities. That's their problem. That's their fault. It was some of it was defense as well. So got to give them credit for that. But another good feeling is we beat Vic Fangio. Yes. I don't know, Niner fans, I see all the time, like, the Bears are doing good on defense. We should have kept Fangio. We should have done this. No, Fangio is conservative. He always runs that base defense where four guys run. They don't hardly blitz. And you saw it yesterday. The Bears barely blitzed. They barely blitzed at all. And that cost them in the end. And that's how the 49ers used to lose games sometimes. Vic Fangio would do things like that. Yes, he's good against certain teams. Yes, he's a good game planner. Yes, he's a good defensive coach. But the problem is he doesn't take the chances. He doesn't do what Mangini does. And Mangini does certain blitzes. He dials up things here and there. Hey, if it works, it does it. If it doesn't, at least he took the chance, Fangio will lose with base defense. And it's like, I've seen it so many times at the end of games. And you saw it in that overtime. Fangio playing that base defense. They bid on that play action. Gone. There goes Gabbert. Throwing to Torrey Smith. And Gabbert was able to scamper for another good yardage because why? Fangio doesn't blitz. And he just rushed the 4 linemen and Gabbert was able to get out. And so that's the kind of things that you see with Fangio that used to piss me off when he was on the 49ers. He just never blitzed and it was torture. And then you saw it with the Bears. They self-destructed on defense and they had a chance to win that game. But all in all, great effort by the 49ers. Blaine Gabbert just played tremendous again for the 49ers. Very poised in the pocket. You gotta like a guy who's poised in the pocket. Yes, he took some sacks because our offensive line is trash, but he's played through it. He made the adjustments. He played well. He ran for his life when he had to and ran when he had to. Kept his eyes downfield when he had to and made throws. And that's what you got to do. I'm sorry right now, but he is playing better quarterback than Colin Kaepernick was. Look at it. He's averaging more yards per game passing, and you can't say the offensive line is blocking for him better. That's the most stupidest thing that anybody could ever say, is that the offensive line is blocking for him better. No, they're not. It's the same offensive line. It's the same trash blocking that they've been doing before. It's just that he moves better in the pocket. It makes it look different. It makes it look like they're blocking better, but they're not. I've seen Joe Staley get murdered on the outside 2 or 3, maybe 4 times. Then I saw Alex Boone yelling at him because he was getting murdered on the sideline. I don't know what was going on with Joe Staley, but Willie Young was eating him up. And I don't know what Joe Staley this year has just not been playing well. I don't know if he's injured or if he's got something psychological going on or he's trying to make up for maybe the other offensive lineman in his head. I don't know what's going on with that offensive line. But even when your best Pro Bowl lineman is not playing well either, come on. So right there and then it should tell you that Gabbert is just playing well even though he's under pressure. And I like that. You got to like a guy that can stand up. Do I think he's the future at quarterback? To be honest with you, I hope so. I hope you don't have to worry about drafting one and then hoping he's good and then developing him. If you want to draft one, fine. Draft one later and then, don't spend a first-round pick on one, though, because these first-round quarterbacks sometimes, they're not a given that they're going to be great. And I just don't want to waste a first-round pick. I think there's other things we can waste a first-round pick on that will actually help the team. And Gabbert is a serviceable quarterback. He just seems like he has a hold of the offense. They love him. They're playing for him well as well. The receivers, he's finding receivers. He's finding tight ends. He's getting everybody involved. You can't not like that. And I don't know. I hope he's the future. I heard they're going to keep Cap. I heard they're going to get rid of Cap. I hear all these kind of things with Cap. I don't care right now with Cap. He's on the IR. He's not playing for us. Gabbert is playing for us. I'm a fan of the team. And whatever they decide, you got to root for. You can't have control. We're not general managers. We don't have control of the team. As much as we get mad and upset with their moves, they're still the GM. We're not the GM. And until they make me a GM, I can't control it. So you got to root for the players that they have on the field. And right now, Cap's not on the field. Gabbert is, and he's playing well. So let me know what you thought about the game. If I missed any points, I'm sorry. But let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know what you thought about how the 49ers played, how tough the defense was, some of the injuries. How do you think about Gabbert again? He's impressing me. He's impressing me a lot. So let me know what you guys thought, and let me know what you think about the game coming up. All right? So for Niner News and JT Magnum, I'm out. Peace.